Hey guys, so Jim Caviezel's starrer The Sound of Freedom, a film about child sex trafficking, has been doing extremely well at the box office, but critics think it's kooky, crazy and dangerous. But before we get into the details, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss any of our videos. Okay, so Sound of Freedom is a movie that draws its inspiration from the real-life story of Tim Ballard, a former government agent who embarks on a mission to rescue children from sex traffickers in Colombia. Ever since its premiere on July 4th, the movie, with a budget of just $14 million, has made more than $110 million. 4 million people went to see the movie within the first 9 days of its release. Even though the film had such a great reception from the audience, critics, on the other hand, had a completely different opinion. The media coverage portrayed the movie as right-wing propaganda and an exaggeration of reality. Here's one such clip.
Forget Barbenheimer and Mission Impossible for a moment. Have you watched Sound of Freedom yet? Sound of what? Sound of Freedom. It's the sleeper hit of the summer that made as much money as the new Indiana Jones movie did on opening day, and it's so far grossed over $100 million in total revenue. It's a thriller chronicling the efforts of a former federal agent to rescue children from sex traffickers in Colombia, and it has the backing of not just Republicans and religious conservatives, not just Ted Cruz and Elon Musk, but also QAnon folks and the internet's tinfoil hat brigade. Now, I could focus today on how actual experts on child trafficking say the movie offers a sensational false perception of child trafficking that could further harm real victims, or on how a Vice investigation into the anti-trafficking group at the center of the film found a pattern of image burnishing and mythology building, a series of exaggerations that are in the aggregate quite misleading. But I'd rather focus on the star of the movie, actor Jim Caviezel. You may remember him from the 2002 hit movie The Count of Monte Cristo, or even Mel Gibson's controversial Passion of the Christ, in which Caviezel played Christ. But what you may not know about Jim Caviezel is that he is now a peddler of the kookiest, weirdest, craziest, most dangerous conspiracies in American public life. Yes, he's gone full QAnon.
Okay, so supporters of the film are Republicans, religious conservatives, or the tinfoil hat brigade, and Jim Caviezel is a conspiracy theorist. They're not the only ones who think that. Rolling Stone said that Sound of Freedom is a superhero movie for dads with brain worms, and that it's a QAnon-tinged thriller about child trafficking designed to appeal to the conscience of a conspiracy-addled boomer. Here's a report from Vice trying to discredit the film and its makers.
Controversial right-wing luminary is getting his moment in the spotlight with the new film Sound of Freedom, which hit third place in the box office this weekend, just behind Indiana Jones. Sound of Freedom is a hagiography of Tim Ballard and his group Operation Underground Railroad, which claims a long history of heroic, daring, and often unproven anti-trafficking rescues in foreign countries. So we've been reporting on Tim Ballard and OUR for years now, and the main takeaway is that a number of their claims about the work that they do are dramatically overstated or don't even have clear evidence to back it up.
Okay, so the general idea is that the way the film has portrayed sex trafficking is misleading and exaggerated and fueled by conspiracy theorists. And it's not just mainstream media. Here's someone on TikTok who shared the same thoughts.
I thought everybody already knew this, but apparently they don't, so I'm going to talk about it. The Sound of Freedom, the movie that either is coming out or just came out, is right-wing propaganda. Not only did the guy involved with the making of the film and the guy who the story is about lie and embellish his story, not only do they conflate consensual Shrek's work with trafficking, not only was the work of this dude's group called arrogant, unethical, and illegal by human trafficking experts, but the dudes in charge of this movie are involved in the QAnon movement. The alarming part is, I've seen a lot of people on this app excited about this movie and all for it. You're falling for right-wing propaganda because they're using buzzwords that you happen to like. This is propaganda. Do not go see it. Does trafficking happen? Yes, it sure does. The vast majority of trafficking doesn't happen through kidnapping. Much like SA and CSA, it's usually people who know the victim doing the trafficking. Things like parents selling their children. Anyway, again, and for the last time, this is propaganda.
Alright, first, I don't think Wikipedia is a reliable source for information. Secondly, she said the film conflates sexual sex work with trafficking and is just right-wing propaganda. Why would anyone choose to criticize a movie that brings attention to the serious and real problem of child trafficking? Why would you want to put a political spin on it and discourage people from even watching the film? Human trafficking is an undeniable reality, so why does anything else related to the movie matter? These critics dismiss and even mock the film and its makers and take the focus away from the important discussion that could be had on such a serious topic. But this isn't the first time critics blindly labeled a film as ridiculous, fabricated, or conspiracy based. Matt Walsh's What is a Woman was described as crazy, transphobic, and hateful. But throughout the movie, he isn't the one providing the talking points or pushing a narrative in any way. He shed light on the potential dangers of gender ideology just by giving supporters of the ideology, from doctors who perform sex reassignment surgeries, to gender studies professors, to biological female athletes who compete against transgender women, to random people on the street, the opportunity to speak for themselves and defend their thoughts and beliefs. And yet, the film was criticized and hated and marked as right-wing propaganda and hate speech. On the other hand, mainstream media and Hollywood has over the past several years come out in support of very questionable film, TV, and advertising content. Take for example the 2020 Netflix film Cuties. The film was supposed to be about freedom and women empowerment, but instead just sexualized preteen girls. Netflix defended Cuties, saying that the film is a piece of social commentary against sexualization of young children, even after #cancel Netflix went viral, causing many people to cancel their subscription. Others like Rolling Stone blamed the hate on bad marketing, saying that the poster inappropriately represented the movie and took scenes out of context. The Guardian also defended the film and said it was misunderstood. And it's not just Netflix, right? Disney has been accused of adding a lot of sexuality in content aimed at young children. Despite promoting shows involving teen girls getting impregnated by the devil and videos of Disney executives trying to add queerness wherever possible, Disney CEO Bob Iger defended the company, saying the notion that Disney is in any way sexualizing children is preposterous and inaccurate. Hypersexualization of children is not just a problem for media giants like Disney or Netflix. Luxury fashion house Balenciaga was criticized for their spring and winter collection campaigns that featured young children modeling with teddy bears in fetish gear. They later posted a series of apologies for normalizing sexualization and abuse of children. Many celebs associated with the brand remained silent and continued their partnership with the brand. And it doesn't end with controversial campaigns or movies. Singer Madonna made headlines for her alleged connections to child abuse in Malawi. The Ethiopian World Federation requested Malawian authorities to investigate Madonna's charity raising Malawi for child trafficking, sex slavery, and adoption reversal, among other issues. Soon after, she appeared in a photo shoot for Vanity Fair which mocked Christianity and featured dead babies and occult imagery. She was praised and the shoot was labeled iconic. So, on one hand, you have Disney, Netflix, Amazon, and 20th Century Fox rejecting movies like The Sound of Freedom, and on the other hand, promoting movies like Cuties. Why are films that sexualize children promoted and praised, while those talking about protecting children from abuse are labeled propaganda? Protecting children shouldn't be a political debate or religious issue. It isn't something that you should be criticized or mocked for talking about. The exploitation, trafficking, and abuse of children is evil. Mutilating children in the name of affirmative care is evil. Supporting films that shed light on these issues shouldn't be controversial or problematic. So, what do you think about this? Especially people who have watched the movie Sound of Freedom. Do you think it promotes right-wing propaganda or it highlights the reality of child trafficking? And also, if you have any topic that you want us to cover, let us know in the comments below. And if you like this new format, let us know by liking and subscribing to our channel. Until next time.